a comprehensive look at trends, fund profiles, and more in Exploring ETFs.
Hi everyone, welcome to Exploring ETFs. I'm Neena Mishra, and today we are talking about semiconductor ETFs. And this is an area which excites me a lot because there's so much interesting stuff happening in the industry, so many exciting developments because semiconductors have become integral in everything from smartphones to cars, laptops, computers, video gaming. Basically anything that is powered by software needs chips and faster, more efficient chips. So that is why so many growth areas have emerged for semiconductor companies, including autonomous cars, virtual reality, wearables, Internet of Things, cloud computing, everything. And you must have heard about this global shortage of chips recently because there was so much demand for chips during the pandemic. And in fact, car makers now have to cut production to address these global shortages in semiconductors. Now, there are geopolitical concerns too related to the semiconductor industry because while most advanced chips are designed in the US, only about 12% are manufactured in the US. So that is why Taiwanese chip maker, Taiwan Semi, TSMC, that has become so important in the whole equation. It is the world's largest and most advanced chip manufacturer. And TSMC announced recently that they are increasing their capital investments by at least 47% this year to meet the surging demand. And this industry not only continues to benefit from the pandemic-driven trends, the digitization that has been accelerated by the pandemic, but it is also poised to benefit from the global economic recovery, the cyclical recovery, the recovery in manufacturing, industrials that will take place when vaccines become widely available. And that demand, I think, could last for years. And many tech giants, including Apple and Amazon, are now designing some of their own chips, but they will still have to rely on Asian manufacturers like TSMC for manufacturing. We have also seen some consolidation in the industry. NVIDIA announced its planned acquisition of ARM Holdings for $40 billion, and AMD is acquiring Xilinx for $35 billion. So big deals in the industry. So with so much happening in the industry, it makes sense to get diversified exposure through ETFs. And there are 4 ETFs in this space that provide exposure to this industry. So let's take a look at those 4 ETFs. So the first one we are talking about is by iShares, the largest product in the space. It is the iShares PHLX Semiconductor ETF, ticker symbol SOXX. It follows a modified market cap weighting scheme. It tries to cap its holdings at 8%, so there is not a lot of concentration in the top holdings. It has 30 holdings, even then it has a rather concentrated portfolio, charges 46 basis points and very large with 5.6 billion in assets. To learn more about this ETF, you can go to the quote page on Zacks.com. You can read our research reports, articles, and then go to the external homepage using the link on the quote page, the web page, iShares web page for this ETF, and you can learn more about details and also the portfolio. So if you look at the portfolio, you will see Intel, which has kind of fallen behind in technology. It is the top holding. Then Avago, NVIDIA, Texas Instruments, Qualcomm, Taiwan Semi, which I mentioned, which I talked about a little bit, which has become so important. These are among the top holdings in the ETF. The second one is by VanEck. It is called VanEck Factors Semiconductor ETF, ticker symbol SMH. It follows a market cap weighting scheme, and it holds 25 largest US listed chip companies, so even more concentrated portfolio. It has an expense ratio of 35 basis points and has 5 billion in assets under management, pretty large, this one too. And again, to learn more, you can go to the code page, and from there the VanEck Factors web page for the ETF, and you will see that Taiwan Semi is the largest holding in the ETF, about, I think it has about 11% weight, then Nvidia, ASML, Intel, Applied Materials. These are the top holdings. The third one I'm highlighting, it is actually the best performer over the past year. It is by State Street Spider S&P Semiconductor ETF, ticker symbol XST. This follows an equal weighting scheme and has 36 holdings. And because of this equal weighting, the portfolio tilts away from those giants towards smaller and mid-cap companies that have at times more growth potential. This is also pretty large with 1 billion in assets. Again, to learn more, you can go to the code page, and from there the external home page, and learn about the methodology, and you can also look at the holdings, the portfolio. You will see that smaller companies, SunPower, Synaptics, Ambarella, Skyworks, these are among the top holdings, but they also would be equally weighted at the time of rebalancing. The portfolio tilts away from the likes of Intel and TSM and Nvidia, which are the largest in the space. The last one is by Invesco. It is called Invesco Dynamic Semiconductors ETF, ticker symbol PSI. This is a smart beta ETF. This follows a quantitative weighting methodology to select and weight its holdings. This also has 30 holdings. This is actually the most expensive in the space with 57 basis points expense ratio. And it is also the smallest with 517 million in assets. Again, to learn more, you can go to the code page, and from there the external home page, and you will see how it selects holdings. It uses criteria like price momentum, earnings momentum, quality, management action, and value to select its holdings. Now, if you look at the portfolio, Applied Materials, Micron, Lam Research, Broadcom, and Nvidia are the top holdings in the portfolio. Now, on the last slide, I have the comparative performance versus the S&P 500 index, and you will see that over the past year, all of them have done very well, but XST is the best performer, up more than 85%, and others are up between 65 and 75%, and the S&P 500 index is up about 18% during this period. Thanks for watching, and in full disclosure, I own SOXX and XST in the ETF investor portfolio that I manage. Make sure to subscribe to our videos so that you do not miss anything, and make sure to check out Zacks.com/promo for an interesting offer, and I'll see you next week.